I've come up with a way to totally eradicate this whole idea of rejection in sales. If it's over at hello, how the heck are you going to succeed in selling? You've got to rise above that and change your mindset.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Stump The Guru Show. Hope you're all doing well. We're here for a monthly show where you have a chance to ask me a live sales question. Anything you have in your business right now, any situation that is simple to complex, people are chasing, you have a question about how to bring an opportunity in, anything related to selling, this is your place to be right now. My name is Ari Galper. I'm the founder of Unlock the Game, and we specialize in trust-based selling. Been in this for 20 years now, hard to believe, 2 decades, focusing on this area, how to connect with people at a deep level, how to stop chasing people, how to de-dysfunctionalize the sales model that is become so painful for people who have to chase opportunities, who get things like, I want to think about it, call me next week, and now they're find themselves pursuing someone else. How do we reverse that energy and that momentum so people are coming to you? So you're onboarding people on one conversation. So you're not subjecting yourself to that sort of behavior we all hate, which is chasing opportunities that you know could be a good client of yours, but they're saying things like, well, I'll think about it, or too expensive, or all those things we hate to hear. So this is your place, Stump The Guru Show. If you want to come in and ask me a live question, just go to stumptheguru.com, click that link, it'll put you in the queue. And we have enough time today. We'll bring in the show. Steve's on as well. He'll bring in during the live show. Today, our theme is how do you balance making the sale and building trust at the same time? Because for some people, it can feel incongruent where here you have a goal to make the sale this month, or your goal is set for the quarter to achieve your objectives revenue-wise, yet you want to build trust with someone and not make them feel pressure from you. And the real thought behind that is you can still be ambitious, still have your goals, but you want to carry that over into your Zoom calls, into your phone calls, where the other person feels that your goal priority is your goal, not theirs. They have to feel that their goal is most important, which is solving their problem. So you can still marry the both together, but you can't transfer that pressure to the other person on the phone or on Zoom. And today in our show, I'll talk more about that inside the answers that I give to people who are queuing up right now to ask me a question. So if you want to have a one-on-one conversation with me privately, not here on the show, just go to unlockthegame.com/free consult and fill out the application form there, and we'll go from there. So let's get this show rolling. Welcome to Stump the Guru. This is the place to come and get all your sales questions answered once and for all. So Steve, let's bring in our first guest, and we'll go from there. Can't hear you, Steve. Your sound's off for some reason. We'll pause for a moment, let the little tech error get itself fixed up, and then we'll bring in our first guest, because I do see there are quite a few in line here.
How are we doing now? Do you hear me?
There we go. Let's roll this one.
All right. Welcome, everybody. How's it going? Now you can actually hear my gravelly voice. Up first, we have Antonio. So I'm going to pull Antonio on. And Antonio, you've been here before, so you know the deal. Let everybody know your name, who you are, and what you do, and then your question for Ari, please.
Sure. My name is Antonio Kenyatta. I'm a financial advisor, and I specialize in working with those in the I can help anyone, but I specialize in working with those in the medical field. And Antonio. So, hey, Ari, it's always great to be with you. Here's my question. So I am a friend is going to introduce me to her friend's daughter who recently graduated from medical school. And so what I want to do, so my question is, I want to get her and possibly, 10 of her friends to join my platform. And so the goal is, what we do is we help doctors, come out of medical school with a ton of debt, how we can show them how to save tens of thousands of dollars on your debt, as well as, boost your credit score. And there's a whole other bunch of perks on our platform. And so my question is, how do I So I want to get, I guess some credibility because her mom and her friends will say, hey, yeah, you should talk to this guy, right? So, okay, she'll be willing to talk to me. But how do I approach her and say, would you like to, be a part of my program for, because we're in the early stages of it, I guess I'd say temporarily free, or at least, join and help us sort of like, we're proving the concept out. So I wanted to join. I want to be a part. I want to show her how I can save her and her friends money. And if they're happy with the program, say like, 6 to 9 months down the line, they can join at a full cost or at a discount. But that's my question. How do I approach her to get her to come on board and potentially refer others to come on board, to kind of help me prove this out, so to speak?
Okay, so the way you asked me that question was all based on your solution, was all based on your program, on your platform. I want to reverse this, and I'd like you to think about the idea of, first of all, acknowledging whether she wants to solve her debt problem or not. Because you have to start there. And I would recommend that you have her mom or the first connection first reach out to her and say, obviously, she met you, and to tee up the call to see if she'd be open to receiving a call from you with some ideas on how to help her put herself in a better financial situation as she begins her journey in medical school, because obviously they have a lot of debt, right? They're carrying, and that's the problem. And you have to start there, not start with your platform, but start with, here's the key languaging. Would you be, and when you do have her on the call, would you be open to some ideas and some insights that could potentially help you take care of a lot of your debt that you'll be accruing in the next 5 to 10 years, to make sure when you come out of medical school, you're in a better financial situation? Would you be open to that?
Okay.
So you first have to have her acknowledge the problem.
Okay.
Have her be open to the idea of solving it.
Right.
Then you have permission to onboard her into the free trial or the free offer that you have, but you cannot start with, let me tell you what this opportunity I have for you. That's like sales 101, and you're pretty much, you're dead at hello.
I'm dead at hello. Okay, that's beautiful. And the same goes. He's also going to introduce me to, if I may, a dental professor, to potentially, be able to speak in front of other dentists, other students, medical students. And so, I guess would the approach be a little different with him, to be able to like get in front of them? What would you suggest?
Well, the approach would be very similar in that you would ask him, do you think that your students are concerned about the financial debt they're in right now, or about to go into, or involved with over the next 10 years, on that you think they're concerned about coming out of school and having a mountain of debt? Is that, do you think, a priority for them?
Of course.
You've got to anchor yourself in the problem first, because if you start with, I've got something for your people, it's going to be, it's so great, it's a free trial, he'll be like,
they've heard it.
Okay. But when you start with, do you think and feel that your students would benefit from a way to avoid a mountain of debt when they leave school and begin their own practice? Would that be something that you think that may be helpful for them? And he goes, you know what? That would be, because I wish I had that when I was in school. I said, well, great. I wanted to make sure, first of all, that you felt it was compelling for them, because if it is, I'm happy to walk them through a presentation on how they can make some decisions now early in their careers to avoid a lot of pain later on. Would you think that might be helpful for them? See how you're always asking him to make sure that it's the right fit? So you got to make sure you stay in the mindset and stay anchored in their world. The minute you shift your solution in your world too early, you break that trust right away.
Right. Okay. It's beautiful. All right. It's a pleasure. Love it.
Great to see you again. We'll see you next time. Take care.
Looking forward to it. Thank you.
All right, my man. So again, welcome if you're new to the show to Stump the Guru. This is our live streaming show every month where you can jump on, ask me a live sales question challenge you have right now, and I'll provide you some coaching, complimentary, as my way of giving back. And look, I do this every single day of my life, and I help owners of businesses solve complex sales challenges. And this is a premise to my new book coming out too, by the way, called The One Call Sales. Look out for that. All right, Steve, who else do we have in the queue?
Alrighty, up next we have Robert Kern. Robert, welcome to the show. And if you can let everybody know who you are, what you're all about, and then your question for Ari, please.
Yeah, I'm not actually sure why I put Robert. I usually go by Bob, so let's change it to that. Yeah, I've been in the digital marketing space for 4 or 5 years, and I guess my question, I've got a couple of questions for you.
Sure.
One is kind of when I'm making a cold call, I do the thing you recommend, and hi, I'm hoping you can help me out for a moment, and then they'll say, sure, how can I help? But just about, some hesitate, but they always do end up saying, how can I help? And then I would say, well, I just called today to see if your company would be open to some different ideas on how to utilize your online presence just to generate more leads to your business. And they almost normally say yes. And then I kind of say, great, take no more than kind of 20, 30 minutes to kind of walk you through it. Would mornings or afternoons work better for you? Like maybe.
All right, hold on a minute. Hold on, Bob. So that's going too quick to a demo mode. What you're missing there is you need to really anchor in on the problem first. So when you said to him, would you be open to some ideas around ways to leverage your digital marketing and get more leads? He says, sure. Mm-hmm. Then you can say this. Do you have an idea approximately how many leads you get a month currently with your current marketing?
Okay.
Make them think first to really understand where you're going with this. He might say we get 4 or 5, not very many. Whatever he might say, you can say, wow, okay, so that sounds like there's room for improvement. Would you agree with that one? Yeah, we're looking for some more leads. Okay. Right. Well, look, if you'd be open to it, that's the key bridging phrase. If you'd be open to it, I'd be willing to walk you through a unique, different model that potentially could give you more of those leads cost effectively in a different way than you are right now. Would you be open to that?
Gotcha. Yeah. Sounds much better.
Then you schedule the Zoom call with them and do the one call sale process from there.
Okay. That was my second question, was once you have that 20 to 30 minutes booked, is the one call sales appropriate at that point?
Well, that is, so the model is anchor in the problem and schedule the and I call it a consultation. It is not a demo, it's a consultation. Mm-hmm. You're the doctor, they're the patient. Your job on that consultation is to do an x-ray on their problem, metaphorically, right? So that's where you do the one call sale process that we've been talking about, where you go down the iceberg, you filter out their issue, you amplify, you let them know the impact of not solving it, and if there's a priority to solve, and then you basically roadmap them on board to your program. So that all happens on that one call.
Gotcha. So of course, I've asked for 20 or 30 minutes of their time. With one call sale process, it could take longer.
Well, I wouldn't suggest how long the call will be.
Okay,
just say, how does 4 o'clock on Friday sound to you?
Gotcha. Okay.
If they ask you how long, say I would suggest 30 minutes.
Okay.
But if you try and frame it up front too fast, too quick, well, it's 20 minutes, and they're like, okay, he's going to demo me for. It feels too onerous. Just keep it relaxed.
Gotcha.
How does 4 o'clock on Friday afternoon sound to you? Great. I'll send you a Zoom link. And if you wouldn't mind, bring along your statistics or whatever you have in terms of lead conversion and what you're working on, and I'll take a look at it and analyze where I think we can help.
Gotcha. Perfect.
Sounds good, Bob. Good to see you.
Okay. Thanks, Ari.
Take care. All right. We have 2 guests so far on the show. If you're jumping in now live, you want to ask me a question, get in the queue, go to stumptheguru.com. Just like it sounds, stumptheguru.com. You click on that, takes you right in the queue. And if we have enough time, we'll call you live today. And I will tell you, a lot of people who come on the show, they get an answer from me, and they're off and running, and they're successful making sales, and it unblocks them from a massive block holding them back. So anyways, come on in if you like. Steve, who do we have next in the queue?
Sure. Up next, we have Michaelinson. Hey, Michael, how are you today? If you can let everybody know what you do and your question for Ari. Thank you.
Yes, good afternoon. Good morning, Ari. How are you?
Hi,
good to see
Good,
Good to see you. As you know, because we've talked before, I am 25 plus years in the insurance business, expanding services, getting into coaching and consulting. And I think the question I'm going to ask you is a step back from what you just shared with Antonio and with Bob, which is marketing 101 for 2022. I've done the direct mail, I've done the emails, I've done the postcards, I've done the cold phone calls, referrals, introductions work. I've done it all over the years, but I haven't done LinkedIn and I haven't done social media. And I just want to know what is working for you, what's most effective, and can you kind of give us a quick primer, marketing 101 for 2022?
Well, the big picture is that the medium is not the differentiator here. What I'm talking about is social media, LinkedIn. What matters here is the message, not the medium. Meaning, if you're using direct mail and other avenues now, and it's working for you, and whatever you're using as a message working for you, all you have to do is take that and move it over to LinkedIn and move it over to digital marketing. So I assume your marketing is wrapped around the problems you help people solve. We can tweak some of that if you like, but the real key is not thinking, what do I do in LinkedIn? What do I do in social media? The real question is, do I have clarity on my ideal client's problems? If I do, then I can use that to connect with people via LinkedIn. I just had a call a little while ago with one of my private clients who does outsourcing, and we were just noodling the languaging he's using to reach out to people on LinkedIn who are his connections or non-connections to get them to agree to a call with him. And it's working because we're able to really get very clear on the intro languaging that address their actual problem. Because a lot of people, what they do is they get on LinkedIn and they start promoting themselves, and they ask for a free. They say, "Hey, let's have a chat. Here's what I do. What do you do?" They try and build this fake relationship that they know people know is fake anyways, because they don't have a clarity on how to embrace the conversation around trust using the client's problem. And so, really, I guess my message to you is the way I do it, and you can see my work. It's all visible, all transparent. You can look at my profile. Is I make sure all my content and all my messaging is addressing core issues. And in our world, our core issues that we help people solve are people who are owners of businesses who are chasing leads, not getting calls back. We focus on people who have long sales cycles, and they have to have multiple steps, and they're proposals, and they're dragging things out with the client. They can't onboard someone. And of course, people who are having difficulty with typical things like hearing, I want to think about it, call me back next week, and now they're stuck in that game again. So we're clear on what problem that we solve. So all I can say is, if what you're doing already works in other mediums, bring it over here. We can noodle that together one-on-one later on.
Fair enough. Okay. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. All right. So we have more people in the queue. I think one or two more left. So Steve, anyone else in there who wants to jump forward?
Absolutely. We've got 4 more, and the first of the 4 is Brendan Williams. I'm going to bring Brendan on, and if you could tell everybody what you do and what you're all about, and then your question for Ari, that would be fantastic. And thanks for coming on the show.
Certainly. Hello, Ari. Good to see you again.
Hi, Brendan. Welcome.
Thank you. I just wanted to acknowledge quickly Ari's support for the National Conference of the Institute of Management Consultants back in 2016 in Sydney, Australia. We'll never forget that. Very much appreciated it. So thank you. Brendan Williams, based in Sydney, Australia, been in engineering and management consulting for over 25 years. One of the things that that we really do as management consultants is provide support, advice. So my question is really around how to sell advice, because you're tending to have to give some sense of the advice you can provide before you're engaged. And if you give it all away before you're engaged, then you've got nothing left to sell. So what might a proposal look like when you're selling advice?
Well, first of all, great question, because this is the bane of every consultant's life in the world, is that they have a lot of intellectual property and IP in their mind. And the moment they have a call with a potential client, their instinct is to want to deliver value. Their instinct is want to give away and show the potential client they know what they're talking about. They think that it's all about delivering value and proving to the other person they can solve the problem. That's the mindset most consultants live in every single day, because that comes from the old notion of selling, where the idea is your job is to prove to the other person you're credible. Well, the problem with that, as you know, is everyone's doing it.
Yeah,
everyone's giving away information, and the truth is that there has to be a shift here where it's more of a doctor-patient relationship, where they're not giving away their IP, but instead they're diagnosing the problem, and they're not doing free consulting anymore. And I tell my clients, stop delivering value. Instead, provide clarity on the depth of their problems. That's a hard stop, meaning you don't have to deliver any more IP at all pre-sale. That's what they pay you for. See, here's what we just discovered, that your potential clients don't really care about how you solve their problem. What they care about is if you're the one to solve it or not. And the way they determine that is the way you are handling them and the way you build trust with them. And how you build deep trust with them is what I call going down the iceberg with them, where you peel back their issues and you amplify them, and you help them see their world in a different way that they themselves have not seen before. And by seeing, it's like doing an x-ray on a patient's shoulder problem. The doctor shows the x-ray, goes on the screen, and doctor says, here's the problem. And the patient goes, finally, someone understands my problem. And the prescription's written after that. See, in consulting, what do? We attempt to solve the problem with intellectual property to prove to the person we're credible. So I guess the big idea here is, and this goes to my new book coming out called The One Call Sale, where there has to be a line in the sand where you do not give away any IP at all pre-sale, but instead you get so good at unpacking their issues, not qualifying them, but going to a deeper level where you're expanding the issue and they're seeing it a different way. That's where they get the aha that says, this guy really understands me. It's almost like he works here. Wow, I need to work with him. And that's the shift that I coach consultants on. Hopefully that's helpful.
Oh, that's very helpful. I really like the doctor-patient analogy. And, of course, as consultants, we want to know that there's a queue of people waiting in the waiting room, eager to see us. We haven't got a contractual arrangement yet. They just want to come into the room. And we know that once they enter the room, they know they're going to be paying. So I suppose I like the analogy because it helps frame what you're giving away before engagement versus once you've been engaged.
Correct. Yeah. There has to be a line of pre-sale and post-sale. Intellectual property is delivered post-sale, not pre-sale. So we can talk more about this if you'd like for your consultants. But it was great to see you again.
Yeah, good. You too, Ari. Thank you. This is a great sort of forum. So thanks for this.
All right. Talk to you soon. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay. We're on a roll here with Stump the Guru, where you can throw me your toughest sales challenge. My perspective is always trust-based. So I'm viewing it from my prism of how to build trust in the process. If you want to come on the queue, stumptheguru.com. If you want to talk to me privately, there's a link there, unlockthegame.com/Stump free consult. Okay, so who else do we have, Steve, today?
All righty. Up next, we have Ivan Schwartz. Ivan, how are you today? I love the glasses, man. Absolutely stellar. If you could tell everybody who you are, what you're all about, and then your question for Ari, that would be fantastic.
Absolutely. Terrific to be here. Hi, Ari.
Ivan, welcome.
Hi there. Hi there. I've been saving coming back to you for our second round. Just getting some real testing in the market. Sure. I start with an admission and then potentially to throw it to you. I had what I thought was a very positive first call. What I failed to do at the end of the call was to lock in the follow-up. Okay. My question is, how do I go back to lock in that call that I failed to lock away without breaching the trust that was created, without chasing? That's the question.
No problem. So 2 things on that. One, to smooth things out for you, at the end of each of your calls with a potential client, if they're a good fit and there's some good opportunity there, here's the languaging you can use to bridge to a next step. You can say, you know what I'm thinking? It might make sense, if you'd be open to it, if we scheduled a next conversation together to continue our dialogue, answer questions for you, to avoid us chasing each other, going back and forth. Would you be open to that? That's how you bridge.
Yeah. And I need to just say that where it ended was the lady that I'm dealing with said, I need to bring my marketing manager into the conversation.
Great.
So it was kind of challenging to lock in a time because it wasn't really her call.
No, it's okay. You can say, why don't we pencil in a time right now that works for you? So it's on our calendars. You check with your head of marketing and see that works for you. And if it works, great. I'll see you then. If not, let me know. We'll change the time.
Okay.
You always schedule the call, no matter who else is coming in first. So it's on the calendar. Now, to get her back again, here's how the call should go. You give her a call back. You say, hey, how's it going? Here's how you bridge it. You say, I've been thinking about our conversation. And you address the issue that she brought up with you. I assume there's some issues there. And I've been thinking about your business and thinking about how we were talking about this and this. And I had some more thoughts to share with you around this. Would you be open to us scheduling a chat with yourself and your head of marketing to continue our conversation? Would you be open to that?
Right.
So you're asking permission along the way for them to feel that they're stepping into it versus you trying to pull them to the next step. It's a very subtle difference there, but that subtlety is everything.
Yeah. Terrific. Thank you.
All right. Good to see you. Take care. Bye-bye. Okay. We're got quite a few people in today, which is wonderful. I think this show is building some steam, which is fantastic after, I think, 9 months of doing this. So goes of persistence, I guess. So welcome back to the Stump the Guru show. If you're new, want to ask me a question, come on in, stumptheguru.com. And Steve, who's next?
All righty. Well, look, I'm not going to say that I'm partial, but up next is Steve, the greatest name of all names. So, Steve, if you can let everybody know who you are, what you're all about in your business, and then your question for Ari, that would be fantastic.
Hey, morning, Ari.
Hi, Steve. Welcome.
Long time been a follower of you, but never actually been on to speak to you. So great to get the opportunity. So I'm also based in Sydney, Australia, and through the COVID year, I took a year off away from my profession, which is IT consulting. Been in it for 35 years. It feels like an awful long time because it is. And I had an opportunity come up to start up a business in our state, in New South Wales. So I have a clean slate to basically open a business, an IT selling sales business in New South Wales. My question is, I'm looking for specific types of salespeople, more mature people, and I suppose the question is, am I being too is my list too long into qualifying these salespeople that I'm trying to bring into the business, or what's my value, because I'm so new into this. I've been a consultant for so long, but not been running the business, owning the business. So my question is how do I present my value to the salespeople to bring them on to work in my environment? So that's my question, is how do I present my value to them to bring them in?
So don't sell your value, sell the opportunity for them.
Okay.
Right? So you got to make it about them. What are the opportunities for them in the marketplace? Obviously, you're back in the game for a reason, right? Because you see opportunity, right?
Yep.
So what you have to do is explain that opportunity to them. This is not about selling them on you and your company. This is about helping them see what's possible by working with you in a market you see is growing, expanding, which of course IT is expanding, and they'll get that. And as long as you lay out what you see the opportunity is and what the plan is to get there, that's all people want. They want a roadmap of clarity of how to achieve their goals. What they care about is them. They really don't care about you and your business.
And we're trying to incent salespeople, and salespeople are, what's their main driver? This stuff, money. Should I be dangling that in front of them? The commission structure to them, is that?
Well, that's a component. Yes, obviously they have to know how much they're going to make, for sure. But I think, I'll tell you, I've got a client of mine who's recently hired some salespeople for his business, and we've been talking for a while. And I told him, you need to approach the sales market by letting them know your philosophy of how you sell. He's been using my approach and using that in the job descriptions to explain that he's a trust-based company and he sells using trust-based selling. And he explains my philosophy in the ad. And he says, if this resonates with you, if this approach is who you are, trust-based, and I helped him write the ad, we can talk about that separately. That got him 250 people to respond within a couple of days saying, oh my God, I love that approach. And they onboarded with him because of the approach. Money, sure, but that wasn't the main driver anymore. It was the approach itself.
Okay, that's really interesting. Yeah, that's not something I'd never even considered. So, no, that's fantastic.
No worries. That's really good. You want to reach out, we can talk about privately how I did that. But that's probably the way to go in this market now. People are looking for a way to approach the game in a different way. If you can do this, then you differentiate over anyone else in the market.
Yeah, that's perfect. All right, Ari, that was awesome. Thank you. Really appreciate it.
Take care. Good to see you. Take care.
Thanks, Ari.
Bye-bye. Okay, we'll keep going here. I think we're on a roll. Steve, who's next?
Sure, yeah, we've been on a great roll today, and thanks to everybody that's been on the show today. Everybody's had really great questions, and up last we have is Terry, so I'm going to bring Terry on. And Terry, if you can let everybody know who you are, and by the way, Terry, so you know, and for everybody else in the future, please put your full name in the description so I can call everybody properly. Makes life easier, but it's all good. If you could tell us, Terry, and thank you for being so patient, who you are, a little bit about your business, and then your question for Ari, that would be great.
Absolutely. First, Ari, I want to thank you for having me on your show. I have purchased both the Audible version and the electronic version of your book, Unlock the Sales Game. It's been very helpful. I'm an insurance producer here in Des Moines, Iowa, and I'm fairly new. So I have a bunch of training in my mind from kind of the old way. And then in this group that I'm in, an insurance professional group, someone mentioned your name. And so I Googled you and came across you that way. So my question for you, so I've been trying this new approach in my calls. And when the person answers the phone, I'll say something like, hey, John. And he'll say, hey, who may I ask who's calling? And I say, well, honestly, we haven't met before, but I was wondering if you would be able to help me out. And then he'll say, well, of course. And then I'll say something like, well, it appears that you may have filled out a form requesting more information on, insurance. And I was wondering if you would be open to sharing with me a little bit more about why you filled the form out. And I'm not sure where to go from there, or if that is even the next best question. So what are your
how's that working for you when you do it now?
It's working a lot better by me asking if they will be able to help. That at least keeps them on the phone longer.
Okay.
And so that has been really well. But after I say, well, you may have filled out a form online regarding more information on insurance,
Sure.
and then all of a sudden it feels like the sales receptors go up.
The energy drops right there. Yeah.
Yes.
Let's refine your approach, okay? Let's get it just right.
Okay.
So you begin the call like this. Hi, John. My name's Terry, and I'm hoping you can help me out for a moment.
Okay.
And you wait. You wait patiently until you hear this. How can I help you? I know it sounds painful that I'm doing it so slow, but this is how you create an honest conversation with people without their guard going up and associating you with that stereotype everyone hates, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you haven't said where you're from yet. So they can't associate you with anything. So they're thinking you could be a client, you could be the president, you could be, who knows who you are. So they have to be reasonable to you because they're not sure who you are. Then you say, I'm just giving you a call because I have a note here on my desk. Not a form you filled out.
Okay.
A note here on my desk that you reached out for some help around your insurance situation. Would you be open to some help around that?
Mm. That's good.
That's it. Clean, simple, not wordy, no fumbling the ball, just pure and simple. And they're going to say to you, yeah, I think I did. Yeah, right. Or maybe they say, I don't remember. I say, well, just to recall your memory, and then you're into a normal conversation with them. See, because nothing I did there triggered the wall to go up, you see?
Right.
And it didn't require extra energy. There was no enthusiasm. There was no hype. There's no trying to keep them going. There's no sales stuff in that at all. It's all stripped out into its purest form.
That's great. That's great. And I think one of the other things that I need to focus on is kind of slowing down my approach, because I have a tendency to talk a little fast once someone actually picks up the phone, because it's like, oh wow, someone actually picked up, and now I just kind of want to go and go and go, and I need to slow down and just kind of
see what's happening is you are teeing yourself up, getting ready for battle.
Yes.
From your history or your past of being rejected, you're getting ready to put what I call sales armor on around you.
Mm-hmm.
To protect yourself from the bullets that you think are coming your way.
Yes.
With this approach, there's no more bullets coming your way, because bullets are only triggered by things that you do unconsciously that causes them to push back on you. By you taking responsibility for the responses back and starting this in a relaxed, calm, take a deep breath way. See, energy in itself on a call like that triggers a stereotype that we all don't want to be part of. Even the hi, how's it going? Great. Hey, how are you? It's over right there. No one does that in real life if somebody don't know. It's a fake way of getting to know them better. It's what you got to strip out all of this fake stuff and just be real about it. And stay calm, relax, and the key is slow things down. The slower you are with them on the phone, the more they'll step into the conversation.
Okay.
The more you move quick with it, they'll pull back.
That's great. That's great. And again, I thank you for having me on your show. And I'm so glad that I found you while I'm still fairly new in my career, so that way I can get my footing done the correct way.
Absolutely. We don't have to detox a lot of the
Yes.
old ways, but there's a few things in there we still have to detox you from.
Absolutely.
Terry, I'm so glad you found me and you came on today, and hopefully we'll see you back here again.
Sounds good. Thank you again. Have a great day.
Take care. You too. Bye-bye. Okay, that's our Stump the Guru show. Steve, if there's nobody else, then we'll bring it to a close. I'm really glad that you all came today. Thanks for showing up, being consistent. Again, my name is Ari Galper, and if you want to join the show next time around, just go to stumptheguru.com to ask me a live question. If you want to have a private chat with me, just go to unlockthegame.com/free consult. And our website, we have our book you can pick up as well, Unlock the Sales Game book, which is quite famous now, and our new book coming out this year called The One Call Sales, coming soon. You can enlist for that as well. So signing off for now. Be well. Stop selling. Build trust instead. Take care, everyone.
I've come up with a way to totally eradicate this whole idea of rejection in sales. If it's over at hello, how the heck are you going to succeed in selling? You've got to rise above that and change your mindset.